Long Tianwei is an excellent villain. He's smart, believable, relatable, even lovable. One could imagine a different director making this drama with him as the hero, the rightful king of Tianning, tragically undone by his failure to understand how he was being manipulated. Indeed, Tianwei is presented in a heroic light in his first appearance, angrily taking a minister to task for lying about the border crisis. Feiye could easily be presented as a villain, plotting to destroy people whom you eat and bathe with, whom you call family, is usually something villains do. But that is also what makes Tianwei so chilling. He's real, human. You've met guys just like him. He doesn't seem like a villain, so you can't blame people for believing what he says, even when he's lying. The casting really helps with this. As the comments section noted, it's unusual for a drama to cast a young and handsome actor in the role of tyrannical emperor, since that invites the primarily female audience's sympathy. Though one can't exactly accuse them of confusing the issue when the hero is both more handsome than the villain and prettier than the heroine at the same time, even under a wig that does him no favors. There have been 1,000 Tianweis on real thrones across the world, and at the helm of democratic states as well. He is horrifyingly realistic, precisely because he isn't the most evil person you could imagine. He even gets a romantic arc. He's an incompetent father and prone to flattery, but in most people, these would be entirely forgivable flaws. His romantic story with Chu Chengge is not just believable, but sweet. Although it also contributes to his downfall. But contrasting him with Long Feiye shows just how horrifying his character flaws are for someone in a position of power. We refer to monarchs as the fathers or mothers of our nations, and non-monarchs sometimes get these monikers too, particularly the founding leaders of democratic nations. In many ways, this communicates a truth. The leader has powers and responsibilities akin to that of a parent, and indeed, the whole idea of a state is an extension of the family structure. Just as Tianwei alternately neglects and indulges his children, never correcting them in the smallest way until they do something which puts his power at risk, so he alternately neglects and indulges his subjects. His attention wavers. Often he is more focused on political rivalries with foreign nations than on the problems at home. He allows embezzlement and extortion to run rampant until it threatens his position. His failure to prosecute Grand Marshal's crimes until Long Feiye forces his hand is a result of the same character flaw which makes him unwilling to chastise Changbing's rude behavior or Tianmo's cheating. He is shallow and self-centered, too focused on personal comfort and ceremony to see how he is being used by his mother, consorts, and political rivals. Although the setting has a veneer of history, like all fantasy, this is not a story about the past. The novel was a story about the latter half of the 20th century, and the show is a story about modern times. We don't have princes and emperors anymore, but we do have CEOs and presidents. Many things have changed. But we can't let those surface differences blind us to the things that have not changed. Long Feiye is not a historical prince. He is a modern man. This is highlighted by his insistence on monogamy in a society which regards polygamy as the norm for wealthy and powerful men. Tianning is not a real nation, nor was it, although Qin, of course, was and is. But the meaning given to the nation of Qin in this work reflects modern rather than historical attitudes. While I said one could imagine the drama having Tianwei as its hero, that would obviously not be possible in a Chinese-made drama. Qin can hardly be the homeland of the antagonists in a drama produced by a Chinese studio for a Chinese audience. But the international popularity of this drama is enough evidence that the scriptwriters justified their conceit adequately. In part, this is because it is made clear in the drama that Qin originally developed the puppet poison. When it first rose to power, it did so by using soldiers infected with this poison. Men turned into helpless killing machines by poison and needles. People like General Bai Li are not necessarily good people for being loyal to the Xuanhua emperors. Long Feiye's memories of his birth parents are hazy and have little to do with whether they were good rulers. He doesn't really know anything about the Xuanhua legacy or indeed the history of Qin, as becomes clear when Poison Master reveals his identity and the existence of the Scorpion tribe, as well as their role in the creation of the puppet poison. This is surely no small part of why both Long Feiye and Tang Li keep their adoptive surnames even after Long Tianwei is defeated. The fact that their childhood separation means they no longer share a surname no longer matters after their rebellion has finished. The idea that one's surname conferred a birthright, that one was worthy of worship on that basis alone, was Long Tianwei's core belief. It is Long Feiye's empathy which has earned him the unsolicited reference of the common people before the rebellion even happened.